Well, time for another round of final exam problems. The first one, find the possible rational roots. Now, it's been a while since we have done this. Oh, wait a minute. Hello, how are you? You didn't see that coming, did ya? So the possible rational roots are the factors of the constant divided by the factors of the highest powered term's coefficient. So the factors of 2 are plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. The factors of 7 are plus or minus 1, plus or minus 7. So you just start dividing. 1 divided by 1 is plus or minus 1. 1 divided by 7, plus or minus 1/7. 2 divided by 1, and 2 divided by 7. So those are the only possible rational numbers that could be answers. So this one, we got plus or minus 1, plus or minus 5. This a little bit more, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 6. So it'd be plus or minus 1, plus or minus a half, plus or minus a third, and plus or minus a sixth. Then we also have the 5. Now, if there's any repetition, which this one doesn't have, you wouldn't write it down. But no repetition, plus or minus 5/3, and plus or minus 5/6. I want you to freeze the video, do the last one, and turn me back on. Okay, so it's plus or minus the factors of 10 and plus or minus, divided by, by the factors of 4. So this one has a lot more to it. So it'd be plus or minus 1, plus or minus a half, plus or minus a fourth, plus or minus 2. Now 2 divided by 2 is 1, so don't need it. Plus or minus a half, I already have that. Plus or minus 5. Plus or minus 5 halves, and plus or minus 5/4. Plus or minus 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5, already have it. 10 divided by 4 is 5 halves, already have that. And my ears are trying to pop. I hope they do. Now, find the center and the radius, so it must be a circle. Now, if you remember, a circle is square plus square equals radius squared. So for this one, the center is 3, -5. The radius is square root of 50, which can be simplified to 5 squared of 2, because 50 is 25 times 2. So this one, I have to complete the square. Remember how to complete the square. It's half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. But you have to add it to both sides. Now, factor, this would be x plus 3 squared plus y squared equals 16. So the center is -3, 0. The radius is square root of 16, which is 4. So see if you can figure this one out by yourself and then turn me back on. Okay, so we have to complete the square. Half of 10 is 5. 5 squared is 25. Half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. And I have to add 25 and 9 to both sides, which is 34. So it'd be x plus 5 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 50. So the center, we'll do the center first, is -5, always the opposite. 3, and then the radius is 5, square root of 2. We already did that earlier. Now the last problem's find the X and Y intercept. Now if you remember the X intercept, you put 0 in for Y, the other variable. So we'd have -4 equals the opposite of x minus 1 squared. Take the opposite of both sides. Square root is plus or minus 2 equals x minus 1. Add 1 to both sides. It's 1 plus or minus 2, which we can simplify to 3 or -1. Now the y-intercept, you put 0 in for x. So you put 0 in here, so you'd have y minus 4 equals negative. 0 minus 1 is -1, squared is 1. Then we add 4 to both sides, so y-intercept is 3. So do this one yourself and then turn me back on. So the x-intercept, put 0 in for y, 9 equals x plus 3 squared. Square root both sides, plus or minus 3 equals x plus 3. Subtract 3. So it'd be -3 plus 3 is 0, or -3 minus 3 is -6. Now remember the y-intercept, you put 0 in for x. So I'm going to simplify this. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Subtract 9, the y-intercept is 0. Now what's another name for the y-intercept is 0? The origin. Hey, hey, hey. Have a good day.